Hello and welcome to another Vivaldi Systems dry cleaning software tutorial. In this advanced video I'm going to show you the accounts receivable section of the software, but before I do that I want to go over what it actually is and what it offers. Remember that this is a video. If at any point you don't understand a section, you can rewind the video, scroll to a specific part, or even just start from the beginning. Alright, so let's get started. Let's run Vivaldi so that we have the main menu up and running. Okay, so Vivaldi has several modules included in the product. The difference between Vivaldi and the other software systems is that you have to pay for any additional modules on the other systems, whereas with Vivaldi, it's all packaged together. In other words, it's all inclusive. One of them is Accounts Receivable, which is found on the Accounts button under the main menu of the software, and allows your customers to have an account with your store that enables you to send a statement, just like a credit card statement, at the end of every month. Again, it's all integrated and automatic, and the software allows you to have a customer on account with just a simple push of a button. When you write a ticket for that customer and then later picked up, you have the ability to put the ticket number under their account, which then is processed to their statement at the end of the month. You could also process their credit card at the end of the month as well, allowing an automatic credit card process at the end of that certain period if their information is on file. To begin with, let's pull up a customer's information under Customers, or F11, on the main menu. To put a customer on account, let's select a customer from the list. Just for demo's sake, let's choose Chris Alexander. Okay, now that we're on his file, under the billing and accounting information, you will see a checkbox that says allow this customer to be on charge account. You will notice that that checkbox is disabled on my screen, as well as it may be disabled on yours. That's because only those with a manager's password are allowed permission for the enabling of this checkbox. To register the customer on account, you will enter the password in the box labeled as enter password here, then press button below. The default password is 2164 unless you've changed the password in access control. There's another video on that in case you have no idea what I'm talking about. So let's do the password, 2164, submit password to open discount, account, and credit card. And now you're able to click the check mark that says allow this customer to be on charge account. Let's just click the check mark. You will notice that once the customer is on charge account, their billing information will populate on the left of the screen, allowing you to enter the customer's billing information. You may again enter the billing address or correct any false information. Remember that the billing address is what's going to be printed on the statement at the end of the month. At this point, you could just enter a billing address if it's blank. Remember to also input the city, the state, and the zip code, because it's also required for the program. If you wish this customer to automatically be billed on their credit card, you may enter the credit card number and the expiration down below the billing information. One of the important things to remember about accounting is that only newly written tickets will be allowed in account. Once you're done with the screen, we could click Save and Close at the bottom right of the screen, and that will lead you back to the customer search window, which we don't necessarily need right now. Alright, so for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to write a ticket. For the customer we just added onto account. Again, we're going to choose Chris Alexander, and we're going to choose 2 sweaters, and then let's say 1 scarf. And that comes to a total of $16.05. So let's just click Save and Print. Choose the date for when the items are expected to be picked up. So let's just say he's going to pick them up on Monday, so the 4th. And then you have the ability to print in whichever way this screen will let you. You're able to print the tickets, but for this demo, I'm just going to click Save and Close as to not waste any paper. So I'm going to click Save and Close, and this will lead you back to the main menu. Once the items are cleaned or altered, you may either assign a location or mark the tickets ready, which is what I'm going to do right now. And I think I remember the ticket number being 10116, and then we're just going to click Mark Order Ready. Boom. the ticket is ready. And then we're just going to click close. The next step of this demo would be to pretend to skip until the end of the day, until the day Chris Alexander comes into the store to pick up his items. Let's click on Pickup for the main menu and choose Chris Alexander from the list. You will notice that the item which was written in process is marked as ready under the ready status, so R stands for ready. Let's mark the ticket with red check mark, which is already done, and then cash out and pick up. You will notice that the on account option is available under the payment type window. Let's click on account. The selection will lead you to the cash out window. It's defaulted by putting all the amount onto account, so it'll be on account $16.05. Click cash out and pick up when you're done, and the window will prompt you to give the change, which is none right now. If you have a cash drawer installed at that moment, might have opened by now. The last step is that nothing is transferred over to accounts receivable until you Z out the drawer, and to do that we need to do an end of the day report. There's a video on that in case you're not entirely sure what I'm talking about. We'll still do that just for the heck of it. To do that, let's click on cash drawer on the main menu. You can click the cash drawer Z out button, then we'll just click on yes, click OK, and then we'll do the starting cash, default password 2164. And then let's add $100 for starting cash. We'll update and save amount to the cash drawer. And then once you're done, click close. And just for clarification, what's necessary in order to transfer over the information to accounts receivable is to Z out the drawer under cash drawer and enter the starting cash. Doing the end of the day report is optional. The last step would be to print the statements at the end of the month, but before that we're going to view the tickets on Chris Alexander's account. To do that, we're going to click Accounts from the main menu, select Chris Alexander from the menu, which I think he's at the top. Alright, and then we just click OK. Once you select them, or him, or her, you will notice the ticket that was just processed in the list above and the amount total due, which is $16.05. You can expand the ticket number column. Remember, it was 10116. When, let's say, Chris Alexander has sent out a payment, the way to do that is to click Apply a Payment down at the bottom of the screen. You could then enter the amount that the payment was made for. So let's just pretend that he made a payment on check for $15, and the check number would be something like, I don't know, ticket number 123. And then we'll click on Post Payment and Close. You will then need to enter the payment type on this screen. So we're just gonna, let's just say he made a check for it, so we're just gonna click check. Alright, the next screen will ask you if you would like the credit applied to open invoices. Remember that this is an important question. If you apply the payment, so in other words, if you click yes if you apply the payments to open invoices, then Vivaldi will do all the credits and clear out all the open tickets, which are considered the tickets that haven't been paid for yet. If you're just starting to use the software, the best way is to click no on this screen. That way your statements will reflect the full price of each ticket. So for this demo, we're just going to click on no, and you will notice that all of it has been processed, and that Chris still owes $1.05 as shown at the bottom of the screen. If a customer requests for a copy of his or her statement, you will need to send out a single copy or print a single copy of her statement. You have the ability to do so by clicking on the Print Statement button at the top of the window. Then we can select the printer you would like to do that, and remember that this must be an 8.5 by 11 printer to do so. So let's just click OK so that the preview window can open. Let's expand this. You will notice that in this statement that you have the name of the cleaners, which I don't think we have one right now, but it may have it on yours. as well as the customer's name, so Chris Alexander, as well as their billing address. The total charges of credits is shown on the actual statement. So, oh yep, there it is. And a balance due, which is $1.05 at the bottom of the screen. At this point, you could click the print button on the top left of the screen, and then once you're done, you could click the little black square, which is the last button on the menu, and that window will close. If you need to remove an invoice, you can do so by removing an invoice and just whenever you want, as long as you just click on the line on the row and then just remove an invoice. You can also add a previous balance by clicking on the add invoice and enter the correct information. Just make sure that the amount due is added on the amount due column, and credit or payment will go in its respective column. When you need to modify the amount due for a ticket, you can change it by editing the amount due right here on this column. The last thing is you have the ability to run a 15-day report if that's what your store does. Once you're done, click Save and Close, which we'll do right now, and this will take you back to the main menu. Okay, so at the end of the month, the most important thing to remember in Vivaldi is that you can only print your statements at the end of the month. If for whatever reason you forget to print them, you must change the computer date back to the last day of the month. So right now, let's just say I'm 25 days over my end of the day report, and we want to print out the one that was on the last day of January, so it would be the 31st of January. In order to do that, we must exit Vivaldi. Then we would click on the date at the bottom right hand corner, and then we would change the date automatically. To do so, I'm using Windows 7. It might be different on Windows Vista, on Windows XP, but for Windows 7 we would click change date and time settings. Then a new window would pop up, and then we would just choose change date and time, and then we would just go back to the 31st of January. So there we go, and then click OK, then click OK again, and now we've changed the date. And once you've done that, we can go back into Vivaldi, so let's go back in. You could then run the AR report. By doing that, we could go on the reports up the top menu, and then click accounts, receivable, reports, and then we just click on the AR statements. This will direct you to another screen called the preview button. The preview screen. Then we could just click on the preview button. We would choose our printer. Again, this must be an 8.5 by 11. We would click OK, and then we could make this bigger. You could go back and forth through each individual statement using the arrows provided at the top. So once we're going right, a different account name will appear, as well as a different billing address if you've added that. Then once you're done, you can click the print button on the top left of the screen, which is not what we're not going to do right now, because that would be a lot of pages, depending on who's on your account. And then once you're done, click on the black box at the right of the screen, and then we're back on the main menu. And that is the accounts section of Vivaldi. Thank you for watching, and make sure you watch the rest of our videos under our channel. Thank you and goodbye.